Good morning, it's Karen and I've got another small haul for you, this time from Yes Style. So I got 3 skincare items and a mascara, very random, but I just picked a couple of items to try out. You guys are all very positive about the Yes Style website, so I thought I would try a few things out. 2 of the things are from the same brand, Cosrx, and I have never tried anything from Cosrx, but I've been interested in it as a brand. The first thing I got is the Advanced Snail 92. Do you remember I did the ingredient spotlight on snail cream, well, snail serum. So this is a all-in-one cream and it's 92% and looks like this. It is, as people told me, very kind of stringy. It's a bit of an odd, or gloopy maybe, it's a bit of an odd feeling on the skin. It does feel very nice and moisturising, but I haven't noticed anything amazing from it. But then it's very rare you'll hear me say that. If you hear me say that I've noticed something amazing from a product, then it will become a holy grail, I should think, because there's not many that I use that I think that, you know, my skin has turned around in 2 days and it feels fantastic. It feels very smooth, it feels very lovely going on. So this was just a nice to use and try, but it won't be a repurchase for me, just because it's expensive and it's not. Cosrx definitely seem to extract the snail serum in a cruelty-free way, but from everything I looked at, there isn't an awful lot of information to really convince yourself that it is a cruelty-free business, if that makes sense, a cruelty-free ingredient. So Cosrx do it that way, but I don't know about any other brands. But it was a nice to try. And the other one I got was the hyaluronic acid intensive cream. I'm always trying to find the perfect hyaluronic acid because I know that it is actually a good ingredient, but it may end up just being one of those that I go, you know what, it's just not for me, like with tretinoin. But I thought, well, let me try it in a cream. This is what it's like. It's sort of not, what am I trying to say? You know where that one was kind of gloopy and smooth and silky? This is not like that. It's sort of separated and a bit more chunky, if that makes any sense. But it does feel lovely going on and it does feel hydrating. But I've used this a couple of nights and I still feel like my skin feels ever so slightly tight using this. It's not 100% moisturised. I've needed to add something in. And I'm really surprised by that because it does feel like a lovely hydrating cream. And, you know, I know that hyaluronic acid does draw moisture to your skin, etc., etc. And it's not like I'm in a dry climate. It's been very humid here lately. But yeah, for me, it's just not a wonder product. But I know that people swear by these. And some of the comments on the snail serum were that, you know, your skin has changed around and you'll never use anything else, etc., etc. But I haven't had those amazing results. They're both really nice and I will use them, but not repurchases for me. The final skincare item I bought, I'm really disappointed in, and I'm more disappointed in myself for not looking at the ingredients. This is what I bought. It is called Sea Buckthorn Vital 70 Cream. It is by a brand called Purito, which is, I believe it is a Korean brand. And I know a lot of you are keen for me to try and test and talk about more Korean skincare, but it's often difficult to find the ingredients. And you guys know I like to know what the ingredients are. So I don't know what happened with this one because the ingredients, when I've looked now, are there on screen. I don't know whether I didn't see that this has got orange oil in it, which to me is not an ingredient I want to put on my skin. It is an irritating fragrance. And I didn't know that. So I don't know whether, like I said, I missed it or whether I didn't check the ingredients, but obviously I didn't check something. But as soon as I opened it, I was like, oh, this looks lovely. It looks like a serum. It calls itself a cream, but to me it's a serum. Or I suppose you could say it's a gel cream. And I thought, oh, that looks lovely. And I was rubbing it in and I was like, hold on a minute. Wow, that smells like orange. It smells really strongly of orange, which I was surprised at. And I was like, oh, let me go and have a look at the ingredients. And sure enough, there's orange oil. But even more than that, I thought I would try it anyway. You know, I've ordered it. I'm obviously not going to send it back. Let me try it and see if it does work as a cream. If on its own, it is enough hydration. And it wasn't. And actually, as soon as I put it on, it stung a little bit. The other thing that I'm unsure about is this says that it's got sea buckthorn 70% in here. But as you can see there, it's colourless. And I know that the sea buckthorn plant, the berries are bright orange, and the oil is very, very orange and very hard to dilute. So even using it at, I would say, a 1% with cream, it still gave the cream I used an orange hue, because I did use it neat, but you look like an Oompa Loompa, you know, and it does stain sheets, etc. So I don't know whether that this is maybe not the oil, because it just says sea buckthorn, that makes a difference, that maybe the pulp or something is clear. I don't know, let me know what you think about that, because it says 70%, like I said, so I would have expected to see this have some colour if it's got 70% sea buckthorn, but maybe I'm thinking about that all wrong. So this one is a fail for me just because of the orange essential oil, unfortunately. I mean, it does smell nice. I do like the smell of oranges. It's just, I don't want that irritating fragrance on my skin. The final thing I bought was this mascara by Etude House. I've heard of Etude House before, but I can't remember where or, you know, in what context, but this is called Curl Fix, and this is the brush. It looked like it was going to be a small brush, and it is quite a small brush. You can see that it's curled, which I prefer it straight, but you know, that's okay. It is natural bristles. It's not a plastic bristled brush, so I like that. So from first looking at it, I was like, yeah, I'm going to enjoy that brush, because especially at the end of the brush, it's very, very thin. So tried it and I thought, yep, this is okay. I think with mascaras, for me anyway, it takes me a while to enjoy one. I have no idea why, but you know, I have to use it a couple of times and then make a decision. It's almost like the first time I use it, because it's new, I don't know, it just doesn't ever impress me. I don't know what that is all about. Anyway, I've used it a few times and I do really, really like this. It gives you a little bit of length, it gives you a little bit of volume. It doesn't separate very well. It can be clumpy if you don't, like you bring it out and there's a lot on the end, so you do have to kind of wipe the brush off if you want to make sure that your eyelashes don't clump together. And it lasts, it doesn't clump, doesn't smudge, doesn't run, etc, etc. The only downside for me, and why I wouldn't go out of my way to get it again, is it is a nightmare to take off. I should have tried it when I was in the shower just with warm water and a flannel. I expect it's probably okay with that. But I tried to get it off with like coconut oil, with, you know, all the oily kind of makeup removers that I've got. We're really struggling to get this off of my eyes, and I personally don't like that. As you know, I prefer a waterless makeup removal system most of the time. And yeah, it was just, I really ended up, I was rubbing my eyes to try and get the mascara off, and it just wasn't coming off. And so the following day I still had, like, you know, I had smudges under my eyes because I'd clearly not got it all off the night before despite all the rubbing. So that's the only thing that put me off. But other than that, it's a pretty good mascara. That's everything that I bought from YesStyle, and overall it was a really good experience. You know, it arrived, I think, in about a week, maybe a little bit more than that, maybe 10 days. I got the confirmation through no problem. There was a dispatched email, so you know, I felt quite happy with that. The prices were pretty good. Yeah, I would definitely shop on YesStyle again. So if there's anything that you would recommend from YesStyle, let me know and I will go and have a look and maybe do another little haul. I just wanted to put a small order in the first time doing it to see what happened. That's everything for today. Thank you so much for watching. I will list all of my makeup in the description as always, and I'll speak to you again soon.